Really, it's going to make me stream this way? That's annoying. But I guess it's all for the best because my wife took my tripod to work today because she has some photo shoot she wanted to do. Uh, let's see here. Can't do anything once something becomes established. History is complete with trying to introduce something new to try and remove invasives. I don't know what that. Oh, there's a whole talk. Yep. Yep. Um. Anyways, we're gonna start from this point forward. What's going on, Dr. Anthony? Good to see you. Vincent, what's going on? Um. Let's see here. Yeah, go ahead and post your post. Link your links, Doc. You're a moderator. You're one of my admins. You're able to do that, I believe. Linda, what's going on? Mike, what's going on? Yeah, searching for the mystery fourth paracharodon. Yeah, um, I've heard multiple people chime in on that, and the Europeans I've spoken to seem to think that it is a location type and not necessarily a new, a collection point, and not a new species, maybe. But I don't know anything about it. Haven't seen the pictures. Don't know the taxonomy of it either. Kevin, what's going on? Logan, Linda, Eurogupper, Dionysus, Cracktooth, Von Lurker, always making nitrates. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? What a great name. Casey, what's going on? You want to see some rice fish stuff? I don't have many rice fish right now, but I do want to get more. Spinster Sister, what's going on? Bambi, Surf City, hello, Cichlids, what's up? Zen Ginger, Aquatic Moose, man, everyone's in here. 186 Element, Just Joe, Empire of Dirt Aquatics. We got a Nin fan in here and someone who changed their name. What was your name before? Um, let's see here. Evergreen Psyche, what's up? Or Psych. Michael Myers out of aren't you in you're in Belgium, right? So hello. Melissa Skinner, Coro, what up? So thanks, Coro. Always blasting that out. Kevin, what's up? Uh Formerly Jeff Kane. Oh, Jeff Kane has set himself up with the Empire of Dirt Aquatics. I like it. I like it a lot. And 29 months supporting the channel as a member. Holy smokes, dude. Thank you so much. You are so supportive of the channel and all the work that I do. I really do appreciate that. So, my members know I did a little member. What's the? I guess the term would be a member giveaway. Not giveaway for the bum. Oh, Dr. Anthony, thank you so kindly, sir. Will you come here and trim my aquarium? Thank you very much, Dr. Anthony. It's very nice of you. And guys, check out seriously. I'm saying this because he's reminding me because he's literally in here right now. But come or go, yeah, go check out the ARCOF, the Amazon Research Center for Ornamental Fish. Check out the work they're doing. It is seriously what I want this channel to be. People were saying to me the other day, why don't you have anything for sale? I want to buy something. And I was like, well, I've got my merch. And then, they're like, well, yeah, that's lame. And it still says secret history. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, eventually I'll get on it. But I don't want to sell anything from me. I don't want to make anything like that per se. But what I do want to do, and I have a really big announcement, but I can't tell you guys until Ivan Mikolji and I give our speech down in Sacramento in June, is we're doing preservation work and research funding. And the nonprofit that we set up a while ago, it's not like it's been dormant. We've been working behind the scenes, securing projects, and also hopefully some funding. And you'll hear about that later because, of course, I'll need to. Uh, we're going to shake everyone down for money like we always do with nonprofits. But that's the product you could buy to support the channel, or buy yourself some fish, get a discount, shop through the affiliate links. That's the other way that you can help the channel. That actually really does help at Dan's Fish Aquatic Arts. You guys know all that stuff. You don't need to hear about it. So let's go look at the rainbow fish. They're pretty colorful right now. The sun's setting, and they're more colorful in the morning, but they're pretty fun right now too. But yeah, what I'm doing right now with the nonprofit is very similar in theory and in spirit to what Dr. Anthony's project already does. He's got an aquarium down in Peru that he's just opened. And, I mean, talk about hard work opening an aquarium in a developing nation in the middle of the jungle that doesn't have any roads to it. Pretty wild stuff. And basically, our nonprofit, the Green Earth Alliance, that Ivan Mikolji and I run, we are going to be reintroducing a species in Venezuela. A species that is extinct in the wild currently. And we have one for sure, maybe two, maybe even three projects that, because Venezuela, their government is failing so bad, if we can get the money across the border, literally on Ivan, we can get the project done for like pennies on the dollar to get this project done. And so that is what we're going to work on doing. And hopefully in June at the Findig in Sacramento, we'll actually have something to announce and show and video and stuff about what we're working on secretly right now. So yeah, right now we're looking at the rainbow tank. They're actually colored up pretty nicely right now. I'm actually really happy about that. Yeah, they're Athens, the rainbows. These are Athens, and then there's Pagwai Village. And then there's also Triliniatus. And then there, don't know what this guy is. I literally took him and this one. I think this is a Goldie Decay. And then there's the Bosemane Aves Creek collection point, which is different than the bright orange and dark blue or dark navy Bosemanes you usually see. This is the Aves or Ave Creek one. Very green and yellow, very pretty. But yeah, and then recently, as you can see, I took the wood out of this tank. Memphis Mom, what's up? Welcome. Designs, what's up? Mike, hello again. More mics. Boots and Cats, hello, good to see you. So, yeah, there's the Bosemane that I have. Very different from most other Bosemane. These are the, where'd they go? The Athens, and then there's the Triliniatus, and then the Athens females, and Triliniatus females. And then these ones here, I think are the upper tour. But what happened is we had a local fish keeper drop off all his rainbow fish and leave them on white sand at the fish shop that they were at. So they were all literally ghost white when I got them, other than the Triliniatus and the Athens. And so I just took them home because I knew he had a good collection and I couldn't bear to see it get sick at a fish store or get taken and split up if there were pairs. But there weren't a ton of pairs, so it looks like we've got maybe 3 species with pairs. We've got a lone, beautiful turquoise rainbow that's fully mature. Um, and then also today I picked up. This was a real stumper. I was gonna do a Papua New Guinea tank, right? Well, I've got a little zebra loach here, and then there are all sorts. I don't know where they are. They're scooting around somewhere in the tank. But there are all sorts of other little yo-yo loaches in here, which are all from India, and I realize that's nowhere near um, Papua New Guinea. Oh, they're back there. They're back in the plants. But I've had this crazy algae, this red or brown algae, growing on everything, and it grows every single day. I can take it off the leaves of the plants just by smacking them, and it ends up just drifting around. And it's something to do with the hardness that I have. I don't know what this rainbow is either. This one here is a mystery. Very pretty, but a mystery, as is that big one right there. And his is it a his? Where's the missus? I think that's the mister. The missus is somewhere over yonder. Anyways, the algae has been building up like crazy, and the Papua New Guinean native loach, the tiger loach, is useless. He just buries his head in the sand and excavates a giant mess. Remember how I turned this all to black soil? Well, apparently he didn't like that, so he just turned it all to a mess. You can see his fin right there. And there's also a peacock eel in here. And the peacock eel also likes to ruin my life. And here, maybe we can see them. They're nocturnal. So let's be careful about moving the rocks. But you can see what a nice rock that is. It's a nice piece of serpentine, and we got granite and quartz and all sorts of other stuff in here. This isn't the granite or this is the quartzite and the jadeite here. With the serpentine banding. Hopefully we didn't crush anybody. I'm almost positive we did not, because yeah, there's no one in here. But there is a cave, a full-on cave that is excavated under here. And it makes my life very difficult to deal with the eel. I don't know why I got the eel. The eel was a dumb decision. So the eel's always digging around and hiding under the substrate. And then we've got the tiger loach, who's actually pretty massive. He's like 6.5 inches. But he came, oh, right here. You guys get to see him. He came with the, and that's an unusual loach, really. He came with the, rainbow fish in the collection of the gentleman that had them. And so, I just felt like I had to give him a home. He had to come back home with me. But he doesn't do diddly squat for eating the algae or snails or anything like that. He just eats meat and fights with the rainbows if it's dark or near dark. So that's why we've got these other loaches, hopefully to do some cleanup work that you see here. See, look, he's digging right now. He just is digging a new little burrow under this rock right here. Also, we have a really cool fish that is eating the algae, which is nice. And that is the saddled hillstream loach back here. Looks like a snake or something, the pattern on it. Absolutely beautiful loach. So this is kind of the loach in the rainbow fish tank, you know? But I'm digging it right now. I'm having fun with it. Hopefully, I want to take these aside. Both these here with the blonde on their head, they pair up with, so like, that's a male there. And then that's a female, or that's a male there, there's a female. And those I want to take aside and breed, and then also these, the Athens, and then also the upper tours if I have a female, which is a bit of a mystery. But those are these ones here, the orange and green, I believe. And I could be totally off on that, but that's what I was told by somewhat of a rainbow aficionado. But yeah, these are really pretty. I like the subtle blues and stuff like that. Um, I don't know what this one is. I think it's. I'm gonna have to get on the Rainbow Fish website and explore because, like I said, I didn't know what I was buying when I bought this one here or its mate. I think they're a pair because the way they were hanging out at the store, I watched for like an hour, and I don't know for sure what that one is. So yeah, there's three mystery species in here. Um, wow, the yo-yo loach is so fat. He just ate. I mean, they must just be having a feeding frenzy in here since they got in this tank. They eat everything from little snails to algae, and this algae will grow like as thick as it is on that Crypspiralis. It will grow that thick in like a day to 2 days. I'll wipe a surface clean and it'll be dirty. Like, watch by Friday's live stream. I guarantee you, if I leave this rock like this, it'll look like that. So that is frustrating. I don't know what's causing it in this tank, other than the fact that the minerality of this tank is kind of high. Because of the darn eel digging, 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 endlessly digging for, and the loach also likewise digging. Um, but in any case, so that's that tank. It's fun. I've been enjoying it. Um, then we've got these guys, and they're all in their spawning mode. I know, I've never really liked big rainbow fish. I've never had them until just now. I've kept every little pseudomcgill and rhamnocentris, and, you know, these pseudomcgill luminatus, the pseudomcgill gertrude, which is right over there. Oh, wow, thank you, Vincent, for gifting 5 memberships. It doesn't tell me. I don't know why they haven't fixed that on YouTube, but thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. And new, yes, underwater white mold in a new dirted tank. It happens in all new tanks, especially if you have any wood. It's generally tannins. If there's no wood in your tank, it could just be fungi or bacteria that bloom because there was a void. There was a space in the ecology that let there be room for something to grow. And so the whitewater fungus or whitewater mold grew, and then it died back as these other things come in and fill it. So, like this tank here, it's a very old tank. This tank is 7 years old probably, and it's got stones in it that have blackbeard algae on it. However, they stay in check. Like, it hasn't taken over all of the plants or all of the stones or anything by any means. It all stays in check. Now, that's a red Kly Loach, and there are about 8 Kly Loaches in here. A bunch of different species now are in here. There's the zipper Kly Loach. There's the traditional Kly Loach right here. Then there's these guys, which I don't think they are a Kly Loach, but they are some sort of little Kly. Or, I mean, some sort of little loach. Just not a Kly Loach, I don't think. They were calling them that, but they're, I mean, gray, nondescript with a line down their side, and super skinny, super long. And then these are the Moa Island Melanitania sahulensis, named after the region of Sahul, which is when Papua New Guinea and Indonesia and Australia were all kind of connected during the Ice Age. So that's all going on. The baby bettas, just because people always like an update on them. Here's a nice female Maha chiensis. And actually, there's two females. There's a male that's kind of subdominant, and then the main dominant one is right here. Let me see if I got my flashlight in here. I don't, but let's see if we can probably get some light on him. There's one that's a really nice green color, one of the males. But that's actually a female, as is that one. I don't know where the male is. Oh, there he is. He's in the way back there. And then we've also got the mother. Here's mama to them. And then dad, actually, I just lost dad, unfortunately. Mom must have gotten mad at dad, because mom is more colorful now, but dad's gone. And she's up there with her red and her blue color and her stripe down the side. And then we've got the Tannichthyes minnows. The ones, these are I think they're abelinas is how you say it. They're the newest species of the Tannichthyes minnows. Then we've got, down here, we've got the wild Milak betta. Come here, buddy. I'm not gonna hurt you. Doing his thing. They've had lots of babies. They're doing their thing. Hey, if you guys would hit that like button, I would appreciate it greatly. Looks like we got 43 likes and 250 folks in here. Holy smokes. Yes, this vertical stream is very wonky. I hate it. I streamed without StreamYard tonight, and therefore it locked me in on my phone to using it this way. But I really do apologize for that. They're trying to push this because they want to get you to do this so that you'll watch more shorts, so that you'll stop watching long form content, which is like what opposite of what I should do. But these are the Beckfordii pencilfish, or the gold. I think they should just call them champagne pencilfish. I don't know why they don't. They're a beautiful champagne color. But this stuff is Claudophora algae, and it is awful. Don't let it in your tanks. Luckily, I've confined it to 1 or 2 tanks. This tank is very old. It was from false Marimo mossballs. So back in the day, when nobody could get them in because of the zebra mussels, there were mossballs around that were fake, and they were made out of another type of algae that's a real pain in the butt. Now, there's also the little bumblebee gudgeons in here, freshwater. They've been in here for over 2 years, so they really are freshwater their whole life. Now, I've been feeding live food every night. Daphnia like crazy. If you saw my latest video, I showed you guys some of that. And, yes, that's duckweed stuck in the algae. It's all a big mess. See the bloodworms? Because I fed them bloodworms tonight, too. And so they went in for a panic, because I also have, there's peacock gudgeons in here, and there's the gobies. But, look at this female. Beckford pencilfish get absolutely ginormous when they're fully mature. And it is a type of hair algae, yes. But look at that female right there. She has so many eggs, she is ready to blow. So I'm waiting to see the males fully color up. They're not still fully red yet. They still need to flush in the belly a little bit more. And then we'll probably one more water change. Yeah, exactly, Mike. You can do it. You can edit it so that it doesn't stream this way if you do it before the stream, which I thought I did, but I didn't do it through StreamYard. I did it right through YouTube. And so I figured, well, shucks, I screwed up. So then over in here, we have the tank that my wife hates. This is the metallic live bearers, the black chin live bearers. I don't clean biofilm other than on the front glass. So like this tank back here, you can see some spots of it, but that's years of me not touching it. And actually, there's not many snails in this tank anymore. There's some Malaysian trumpet snails, a few. Um, but yeah, that's... Oh, wow. And you know what, guys? I just caught a crack. Is it leaking? I was just saying how old this tank is. So we're gonna have to move these guys sooner or later. But look at this. The males are always hounding the females in this species. My go-to substrate is half ADA Amazonia, half aqua soil that's blue ball stratum, and that's about it, I guess. And that, you know, look up my lasagna video. There's a short one that's like 10 or 15 minutes long, and then there's a longer form video. She's gonna give birth. Look at her, she's like a ball. She's gonna give birth soon. We got a few babies already, which I'm excited about, because I've only had these pygmy live bears. These are pygmy swordtails down here. And they don't have swordtails, really, which is kind of funny, even though they're a Zophophorus. They do get a little more yellow as they get mature. Like this one here is starting to get some yellow in its tail. And it will start to get a cleft in its tail, which is like its sword, so to speak. But they don't really have them. Now, down here we got another metallic live bear female that's pregnant. And then we've got the metallic live bears up there. And there's another metallic live bear. So they're just kind of an unusual wild... Yeah, look at the pencil fish get so nice and spaced out. Like they're just hanging there like a photo when I'm not right up on the glass. And then I'm like, hey guys, time for your picture. And they just like all scatter. Alright, so... Hi, rainbows! Hi, rainbows! Oh, Mr. Loach is going to say hello. Mr. Zebra Loach. We got the Zebra Loach. We got the Tiger Loach. We got the Yo-Yo Loach. We got the Kly Loach. Shrimp tank. Playing with the light on that. Then we've got one of my favorite tanks. $12 Home Depot light. This is on my shrimp for profit video that I put up not too long ago. But we got the blueberry snails in here. And they actually need harder water. So now this water is about neutral. And the Neocaridina are fine with that. But the Sunda Danos don't generally like it historically. However, they seem to be handling it really well. And they look more colorful than ever. I mean, they look really good. This female is even getting eggs. Right here, the one we're looking at in the center. Those are eggs in her belly there. It's really hard to tell on these little Sunda Danos. There's 5 species, well 6 now, but 5 species known. These 2 females are both starting to form eggs. They're not ready though, by any means. And that one is just a male that has food. See, he's clear. You can actually see the red in his belly. That's part of a bloodworm that he was eating. But yeah, there's the blueberry snails, which I just did the video on. Chris Lukoff helped me with that. Chris Lukoff is actually in Mauritius, or is it Mauritania? Is that how you'd say it? Or those Mauritius? Where the dodos are from. The dodo birds are from. And he's out there, and he found a new shrimp species that he's documenting, and some new fish, and some new plants. Completely new to the hobby, so that's exciting. The blueberry snails are at Moonlight Aquatics online, and it's based in Mill Creek, Washington. But if you search Moonlight Aquatics, go online. He sells online. They may not be listed on his website, but send him an email. He's got 500 he just imported. I just saw him. He just got them in. Literally, he got 500 more like a few days ago, like 3 days ago. So I know he has them. and I think they're like $12.99 a piece. There's a hummingbird darter or tetra. They're kind of fun. There's a woman selling them for $35, buying them from him and flipping them online too, and getting away with. I mean, like selling them like crazy. I mean, people are paying it, I guess. So then, yeah, these are the coral pencil fish, not the Sanipa or the super reds or anything. These are just the arc coral or red pencil fish. I'm fattening them up. Also, the hovering loaches have spawned again, and there are some juveniles in here. And they just live in all this Potamogeton, the leafy stuff, and all of this Siswassertang. They love eating planaria. They love eating baby snails. And they just reproduce in the Siswassertang if there's no flow. And I think that when you turn the flow on, they think that it's a different season or something like that. And there's almost like, this is a species that I think breeds out of, oh no, we're going to go extinct because everything's drying up. You know, one of those kind of strategies, rather than the other strategy, which is it's the wet season and we're spreading all over the place via water. So let's get going. Now up here, just turn the light on, but we've got neon tetras being kept with no filtration, no feeding. I do put shrimp envy in, but that's shrimp food really. And then we've got the green shrimp in here. There's a whole lot of green shrimp. And there are the green neons and blue neons in here. It's only a 2.5 gallon, so there's only 7 of them. And then we've got the blue dream shrimp tank, one of them here. And then we've also got this one, which I just have to show. I know we just did a show and tell, but I wanted to show it again, which is this here is a glass-bellied female. Come on, come back. And you can see every single baby in her belly when she's holding babies. But she just had more babies, I think. Yep. And she has pretty mature babies. And she has like 5 or 6 at a time rather than all of them, which I've never experienced from a guppy. I've never had them lay sequentially like that, like where they don't they don't evacuate all their fry at once. So she's still got some ready that are like half formed in there, and they'll probably come out in another couple weeks. But these were very expensive back in the day, like 10 years ago, because they were used for lab work. And you can see right through their body, but you can also see to their brain. So when they put the same biological morph, you can see all the poop in her belly too. But when they do the little genetic engineering and they cross them with like a jellyfish or a sea cucumber protein, then they can make certain parts of the brain glow, or certain receptors in the brain glow. And so they've been using these and Danios with the glass gene to study the brain while they're alive, so they don't have to kill them like they used to have to. And it's pretty wild, especially under strong light. You really see into her belly, and you can really see, like when she just had babies the other day, see, they're brand new ones up here, but when she was holding more of them, man, it was bizarre looking. Here you can see the curlicue of darkness that is her waist in her belly. And then the male, there's threadfin glass bellies, which is a little more unusual. And then over here, we've got the dojo loach, which were invasive in my hometown in Lake Washington, living all through the frozen winter and all up into the 90s when their little pond got all dried up into just mud. And in here, these are the ones that had babies in my pond 2 years ago. And so for the last year, they've been in here growing out. And I'm just observing them, but they get along perfectly well with shrimp, which I never would have expected. So I've got all these blue dream shrimp in here too, doing just fine. The betta chases them a little bit, but the blue dream shrimp are doing absolutely fine with all the Kly Loaches. And there's a big Kly Loach right, or not Kly, Dojo Loach right there. Kind of cool. Anyways, over here we've got the Rio Mates, which I think are one of the most beautiful tetras in the world. They're the purple tetra, but they're actually blue. Go figure. We got some Serpa tetras. We also got some lemon tetras. Also got some checkerboard cichlids and some Habrosus cories, little miniature cories. And then we also have some young laser cories somewhere in here. They're pretty shy. They're more kind of a nocturnal, I've noticed. There's one back there. Anyways, this gourami though, this male gourami is a character. He is like in full go mode. He's always in I'm angry mode. And he just shows off like nothing else all the time. It's wild. There he is. So I don't know why he does that. Then down here, we've got some earth eaters. And my giant angelfish that killed everything else it's ever lived with. But yeah, we got the big old red-dusted, red-headed earth eaters here. He's getting older, that one. The male, there's a female and a few other males that hide from him because he's real mean. To them, anyways. And, yeah, so that's what's going on. Does anybody have, like, some questions that I'm missing? Yeah, blueberry snails at Moonlight Aquatics. Tell him Alex sent you because I want him to sponsor a tank in his store. I want him to let me come in and aquascape it so I can share with you guys on video aquascaping a big ADA rimless tank that I don't have the money to do. So that's why I'm trying to get him. My hidden agenda is to get a shout out so that he knows that all these blueberry snails are being purchased because of that. The eel, I saw the eel. He is in there and everything. He's just only his nose shows, or his head, like just the tip of his nose and mouth, or he only shows his tail, one or the other. At night, he'll come and he'll go up and down the front glass. Now, over here, we've got the little Tinwinny Danios, which are my favorite. I need to breed these soon. They're pretty much ready to breed right now. You see that big female? She's kind of quick right there, but she's got a big old belly on her. And their colors are just right now, where the males are actually getting some red and like brass color on them. And they're getting ready to be spawning material. Now here also we can sneak up over here and see another female. And then we've got the Andouzi pencilfish that didn't want to show up last time with the red tail there. That's a male. I love the Andouzi pencilfish. Then we got the catfish, the glass cats, which are kind of all over right now. They're scattered. And I like them, but they need to be fed constantly. Like, they really need food all the time, and that's a little annoying. Because their whole belly is right in their head there, you know? The part you see there, the poo comes out that dark spot right by the pectoral fins. So this whole back part of the body is pretty much wasted. on any organs or anything, that is. So yeah, in here, what we've got going on though is we've got members got a secret invite of sorts on the community tab, and they are getting access to my red salvinia and to the plants that I hybridize. So this Colorado Salzmani cross that's pink colored, Bacopa, this one here, compared to, say, oh, I don't know, the normal Bacopa that's green. These ones have a nice pink reddish hue, whereas Salzmani are almost super purple. Then we've got the Kabamba varieties of the purple metallic, and then we've also got the bright and colorful rainbow Kabamba. And we had 10 portions, and literally they all went quickly. But basically, I'm doing, for members, I'm doing a batch right now of, it's going to be 30 stems or so, and 20 guaranteed different species, including all the ones other than the Anubias that I've hybridized. So the Persicaria up here, the purple bamboo, the hydrocaudal here that I crossed the tripartita with the the japonica with the hydrocaudal verticillata to get this medium-sized one with less fringe on it. And then the Ludwigias, which we've got the Repens, across the Reuben, and the Super Red, which that's out of water, but underwater, you actually get this when you cross, or this right here, actually, the Red Star with the Super Red. And then you get the Arcuata, Ludwigia arcuata with the Red Star. You get that, which is a nice red one. So these I all grew out into flowers under this nice strong light. I got them to blossom and under this Twin Star S series light. And then I took a Q-tip, and from the other room and this room, I flowered different plants in different rooms. And then I took a Q-tip and I pollinated them carefully one by one. The little seed pods form. They fall down into the tank or they float at the top. I collect them up. And months down the road, I plant them either in aqua soil or in actual soil and have them growing. But as you can see, I literally trimmed this, a month ago, down like low. And it's out of control again. So I'm going to be redoing this, even though it's years of hard work and growing. And this is literally Bulbitis hedulata and all sorts of other Anubias and stuff that's in a knot that perfectly frames this 50-gallon tank and is like a scaffold that the fish love. I mean, I've got my Tetra spawning in here. But it's so full right now because I started the process of trimming for the plant packs, which like I said, I can only do 10 of them right now probably. But if I have more, I will post to the public. But members got a first grab at it, and members swiped them all up right away. So, which I'm excited because hopefully y'all are passionate about it too. And the plants that I cross-pollinated and hybridized that don't really exist in the hobby anywhere that I've seen anyways, hopefully you guys will share them and you know, they'll get out there because some of them are really, really pretty. But trying to look at the Fish Dreams, happy birthday. You do have some questions. I'm really trying to build a proper black and blue colony of shrimps. Any suggestions? Black and blue colony of shrimps? Well, I mean, you can go with the Rillies, is what I would suggest. The blue Rillies that are dark black and blue. Now they're going to be striped, kind of a navy blue and a grayish black. That's where I would start. I think. Zebra Danios breed super easily if you're used to egg scatterers. Now, egg scatterers are not nearly as easy to breed as something like guppies and um, all that. So, what I do is I usually get uh, no, filters aren't required for the snails. Um, yeah, I mean, I think the blueberry snails want some aeration a little bit, but that tank has no filter whatsoever. Has no heater, no filter, just has a light that heats the tank indirectly. And it's in a house that's 70 degrees, so it stays about 75 Fahrenheit when the light's on. Mm. I suggest any fish for a paludarium. You know, I've been having a lot of people ask me if I will keep those damn crabs. I mean, they're pretty, they're beautiful. I don't really want to keep the crabs. I want to do poison dart frogs over crabs any day. Um, Average fish keeper, what's up? Patrick, what's up? Um, but yeah, I would say that getting along with those is hard. Danios are quick. If you have enough room, if you have a shallow paludarium, but it's like, wide and they have lots of room, if they have room to run, then any sort of Danio is a good call because they're quick. Um, Maybe the Kly Loaches even, they're kind of burrowers. They're pretty quick, but that's tricky. If you got a turtle or a frog or a crab, they're really going to try to eat anything that they can. So, um, I feel like you kind of have to imagine that anything you put in there could get eaten, and be okay with that. Um, Pooja Singh, hello. Efrain, what's up? Hello, welcome. Sunny G, hello. Poison dart frogs. So they're not dangerous in captivity. They are dangerous because they metabolize a byproduct of the poison that's in like fire ants and poisonous ants. And if they're not on a diet eating that, then they will not. They won't metabolize it into a poison themselves, and so they don't secrete it. Can a dwarf puffer live with zebra danios? I wouldn't do that. The puffer will get outcompeted for food, and also I think the puffer might get kind of picked on a little bit. The danios could get picked on by the puffer in theory, but they just swim away. They're really quick. So I wouldn't worry about that end of things. Vincent says, if my Sawasha order just flat out melted and the other plants in the same shipment tank are fine, is that too much light? I killed the easiest plant. It's probably not too much light. It's probably too much ammonia or nitrogen or nitrites. The other thing is, when you got plants, if they start to melt, it releases a biological chemical. Well, lots. But in most plants, they actually form, and it's nothing exotic. What they form is hydrogen peroxide within the cellular matrix. So within their vascular system, they suddenly combine right where the chlorophyll would normally lie, and it metabolizes, or rather reacts, and becomes the H2O2, and the hydrogen peroxide then melts the plant. It kills the plant, and any nutrients it needed, it evacuated into the stem right before that, if it could, if it was movable. If it was not movable, it melts, and then that's when you end up with melt. But that reaction is contagious. So when a plant senses it, it knows that there's danger. And so it then sparks the first step in turning the other parts of the leaf into hydrogen peroxide, in order to deaden the leaves lower down on the plant that aren't getting nutrients or that aren't getting sunlight, and then they fall off. just like you'd clean out a cut or something. Hydrogen peroxide actually, that's one of its, evolutionary uses in organisms is within the dead tissues to basically cause that death and melting down. But the problem is once that's occurred, also in a sealed bag, if it's in transit, it's gonna be contagious and it's gonna cause other things to melt. So if you don't have sturdy plants that are able to absorb those, so if you don't have any plants that can metabolize that, and they don't have light while they're traveling, it can be bad when you have a cascade effect with plants all melting in a bag, and it's kind of a catch-22 for me when I'm sending like these plant orders right now because do I send them in water? Because then you can have issues with them being contagious like that in spreading the melt if it does get too hot or if it does get too cold or if the plants are just angry for not having light for a couple days because of a delay in shipping or something. Um, and so you could not put them in water, but then they can only survive a couple days in a very humid environment like a wet paper towel. So certain plants like Sawasatang need to be wet no matter what, and if they're not, they die. They are true aquatics. Any facts on betta chinoides, snakehead betta? I have a pair quarantine. Oh man, no, I don't. I don't have anything cool to say about them. I want them. Um, yeah. Oh, the Wet Spot had a pop-up on their website today about a gas leak. That's not good. I've wanted to work with the Wet Spot for so long as far as just them being a cool importer. I work with Dan's Fish, and I can get you guys 10% off Dan's Fish by using the code Alex when you check out. But yeah, I've wanted to work with the Wet Spot just because of the way their owner Steve, the way he can source things is wild. I mean, he's got connections, so it's pretty cool. And Bob Steenfot has the only affiliate hooked up with them, and they don't want any more right now apparently. So I'm sad because I would love to. I'd love to push their fish. Do I have any tips for puffers? I would say, Pooja, that's really kind of you. I'm gonna assume you mean one of the good-looking actors and not one of the like hideous actors, like Ron Howard's brother or something. Um, Clint Howard. I look like a Hollywood actor, like Clint Howard. Do you have any tips for dwarf puffers? Yeah, I mean, I have a video on them, and it kind of covers it all, honestly. Um, it's kind of cool how they change gender when they're babies. A lot of fish do that. They change the way they express their like their colors and stuff, but their organs don't change. That's the gender part. Well, they also change their sex, which is their organ and like hormone part. And like clownfish can do that. But it turns out that puffers, scarlet batis, there's a number of freshwater fish that can do it also. Um, First class fish, what's up? Hey, cutie. Hey. Thanks for 21 months of being a member. Seriously, if you guys want to support the channel, it's only $1.99. It's as cheap as I can make the memberships. So everyone's welcome. And on there's 200 extra episodes that you can listen to that are audio based. Some of them have video still, but they're designed to be audio. And they're called Fishery, and I changed the name of the channel to Fishery. So there is that. Do you got 5% at Dan's? Was that your second time using it? Or did he change something? Because that could be. Uh, oh no. Yeah, sorority of bettas definitely will eat all of your shrimp. And it happens like that. Like they'll just turn. Same with like peacock gudgeons. I have a video from 7 years ago when they just jumped out of their tank, jumped over and down to another rack and ate all my baby shrimp, all my, at the time, prize-winning shrimp from Lucas Brett's in one night. But they left me a surprise. So they went on this killing rampage in the tank. They ate over 50 baby shrimp and probably 8 or 9 female adults. And then they were in there. I found the one and I was like, how did you get in here? And like, I mean, I knew something was wrong because the shrimp were gone. You guys can just go back and watch the video. Long story short, one day they just developed a taste for shrimp, ate all the ones in their tank, and the next day they jumped out of their tank into another tank to eat more. And the male and the female followed each other, so they must have been like spawning or you like showing off to one another and chasing one another because the male must have just jumped out and the female came out running after, or probably vice versa. And then they landed in the tank down below and ate all those babies. Well, then I moved them, and ta-da, months later, when it became a shrimp tank again, there were baby peacock gudgeons eating the baby shrimp. So I had to move all the little baby peacock gudgeons again. This is probably a stupid question. You said dojo loaches can survive Lake Washington. Do you think they would survive winter in an outdoor pond? Not a dumb question. Yes, they will. They will. Some that are bred in the hobby, they're not going to be as hardy for outside and stuff, but the wild caught ones and over time any will be hardy. But it may take a couple generations. You may lose some, so you may need to start with like 8 or 9 in a pond of like 4 females, 3 males, or something. The most important thing is you just need to leave mud and leaves at the bottom so that it never freezes completely solid, because they can slow down their respiratory system. They can actually start storing oxygen, not just in the iron in their hemoglobin, but they can start using the copper and the other metals that oxidize and don't start a fire, obviously. And they can load more of it onto that. And then basically I think their kidneys or liver, probably kidneys, pull it off while they're sleeping so they don't have to jump up and get air so often, which is pretty cool. Hey, Kent AJDK, what's up from Denmark? What's up, buddy? We'll see. Shout him out, bro. I don't even know what happened. Okay, Empire. I think you're looking for Aquafunk stream. Oh wow, Beta jumped, huh, Koro? That's wild. Dual, thank you so much, buddy. I really do appreciate that. Do you have an issue to keep a proper shrimp colony? Do you have... Cool. How have I been feeling? Ro, thank you. Good. Like, the last few days I've been feeling really good. The last live stream I was feeling really good. You just have up days and down days. The fatigue stuff is just really hard for me. I've never been a person who needs to like stop and take a break for just to pace themselves, kind of. And between like back pain from my sciatic nerve and all the 5 herniated discs and the 2 broken vertebrae, all that nonsense, that obviously hurts, and it really has limited how I get around. But I've been taking it easy. I've been eating better, and yeah, so I'm feeling better, and hopefully doing better. Trying to crank out more content, just trying to keep making this a full-time job. It's never a given, and I have some big goals with the nonprofit side of the website. The Green Earth Alliance that Ivan and I have. We want to reintroduce several fish, including I will reveal that Endler's is one that he actually lives in Venezuela, which is very hard to deal with bureaucratically. We can't even really send money to them, legally speaking. Even on like PayPal, that's a no-no. You can do it, but it's a no-no. And so we have some issues with trying to get that there and set up, and I think we finally figured all that out, which was really holding us up. But in developing nations, get this, so we have ichthyologists 4 of them that are trained in England. Well, one was in Spain, the other ones were in England, abroad. They were trained overseas. They're totally legitimate professional ichthyologists. They work on 85 US dollars a day, or not a day, a freaking month there. When I was told it would be $85 to hire them, I thought, an hour? What? And wasn't really flinching at that. I just assumed, okay. And then I was like, what, a day? A week? A month? So insanity. But if we don't hire Americans and college professors with tenure that need to get paid X amount with their grants and stuff, like, I'm glad they're doing it. I'm glad they get funding. But in the developing world, if we use grad students that are excited and have more time and want credits and things, and professors that are already living at a much lower wage, hopefully we can make them some money. So instead of 85 bucks, I can pay him 200 bucks or whatever. He comes out ahead, we come out ahead, and more work gets published in the taxonomy. Because if an area is not chronicled and surveyed, we can't preserve the fish there. I mean, they won't do it. And same with the IUCN Red List, the diamond tetra, for instance, it's been extinct in the wild, as far as we know, since 1978. And it wasn't listed because it's so common in the hobby and because people had seen it in some creeks, and there's other fish that look kind of like it. And just nobody paid for the work to be done on the border of Venezuela and Colombia. Also kind of dangerous there for a long time. And, now that they go back in, they're like, oh, yeah, it's gone. So, yeah. Nitrates is, that is, you can have zero nitrates for shrimp. Zero nitrates in a fish tank. A lot of my tanks run like that, but that's deceiving because my fish are creating ammonia and nitrates. Fish food is. It's just the plants are so hungry that they need supplemental. Like in that big tank that's full of plants, I have to dose potassium, phosphorus, and very low amounts of phosphorus, but potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, manganese, and zinc, molybdenum. Those are the like trace elements kind of that I have to monitor, that I notice when I've only had it done a couple times because it's really expensive, but for a video, I'll do it for a video next time, because for $150 to $500, depending on what you want done, you can send in a water sample and get it analyzed at a university or sometimes a private, institution, and they will tell you by the gas chromatography, like the mass spectrometer, they turn it into a plasma, and then they look at the light wavelengths that are in it, and they tell you everything that's in it from an elemental standpoint, and then they can reassemble with ratios what the molecules and substances known in that water are. Now, also, we can do another thing in that same with just water, which is eDNA. And actually, Dr. Anthony had a student on his channel a couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago, on the Amazon Research Center for Ornamental Fish channel, where it was Talk with the Experts, and he had a gal on there that was using the brand new eDNA technology, where you can take something like half a Coke can of water out of a river and run it through this process, and every microbe, fish, bird feather, I mean, anything that's been in that stream and left shed cells, shed DNA, you can like reassemble that story and figure it out, which is incredible. Fishery, can I keep multiple pairs of Apisto benchi in a 20 long? I would do 2 females and a male, maybe. I guess you can try 2 pairs in a 20 long if it's really well planted and there's lots of caves, but get ready to move them, because if fireworks do happen, it'll happen quick. If you get one real violent adult male, they can be really, really violent with the banshis. Same with like McMaster. That's just from personal experience. You could have a different experience. That's what I experienced. Um, Fishery, what was your preferred method of treating cories for parasites? I use a levamisole and praziquantel if they're wild. If they're not wild, I only buy them from sources where I don't have to sweat it. So Dan's Fish, um, Aquatic Arts, redfish, bluefish. The wet spot, I still treat them if they're wild. I've had puffers and loaches and catfish from the wet spot make it with parasites through. Not bad parasites, just like a little worm or something or two, you know. Um, but yeah, hey girl, bye girl, if you're just passing through. You have a plant emergency. After introducing shrimp, plants came and the snails. I do worry for my shrimp. Wait, and the plants came with the snails? Wait, I do have a plant emergency after introducing shrimp. I don't know. I mean, it depends on the snail. As long as your snails aren't eating your plants, it's a matter of not overfeeding the tank. Feed the shrimp in a little dish, a little glass or ceramic bowl or dish, and then take it out after a half hour or maybe twice a day in the morning and at night if you're really adamant about it. But feed them good quality shrimp food. I use personally Shrimp Envy here in the United States, but there's like Dennerle, there's all sorts of stuff out of Japan and Taiwan, and I would feed them in those amounts, and then you cut way down on the chance of planaria and hydra and even the need to do water changes. Then you can just do water top-offs. Now, shrimp grow slower without water changes, but every time you do a water change, if you don't really know your process, you're adding remineralizer, or there's something different about your sewer, or I mean your public water, it can throw everything off and you can kill the whole tank or shock the tank. Temperature can do that too. And shrimp have gotten a lot more hardy, but they're still not bulletproof, that's for sure. Neocardinas are getting close in some cases, but they're not bulletproof. What number do you wait? Attempting to see if someone actually numbers, as in really monitoring. But what number do you use with shrimp? Keep it under 20 for shrimp. Oh yeah, with nitrates, I keep it at 0 to 20 max for shrimp. I did a video called "Are Nitrates Really Harmful?" because a lot of people in the hobby right now are saying that they're not harmful. They don't poison anything. They're not toxic. And there is a paper that was just done that studied 1,700 other research papers on specifically aquarium fish and food fish that we keep in aquariums or pens. And yeah, as little as 10 parts per million of nitrates and nitrites especially, but nitrates could impact the development of juvenile salmon, for instance. Now, most fish, it doesn't matter. But that's just to show an example where there could be some, if you're having difficulties, that could be it. It's probably not going to kill your fish, but it does add to the amount of stress that they're feeling. And they've shown that time and time again, that even if you're at 500 nitrates, your fish are going to get sick way easier because their cortisol levels are extremely high, and that causes them to lose their biofilm, their slime coat, and their gut biome, and everything about their immune system. I do respect your content. I respect your knowledge. And I respect your. Oh, well, thank you very much. I understand. No worries. I mean, if I can help, why is this in shorts form, Ross? Yeah, I know. I don't know. I messed up apparently. Um, but yeah, Tom Barr tested Neos at really high levels of nitrates. Really? Because like Caridina used to die real easy if you got even a trace of ammonia, even a trace of nitrites. And nitrates, they didn't like that either. I know for a fact, though, that at a certain point they will die with nitrates. Alex, we know you aren't pushing us on purpose towards short modes. Yeah. Trotsky. There you go. There's a shout out. I got to get going. All right, Leo, brush it off. Take it easy, man. Have a good one. Cheers. G'day. Vincent, Ryan Reynolds' cousin? I'll take it, man. Usually I get like fat Leonardo DiCaprio, which I'm like, yeah, he's kind of pudgy already, but I'm fat Leonardo DiCaprio. Man, I'm real fat then. Uh, mm. You guys, I am gonna get going, but I really want to thank you for coming by. I should be streaming on Friday for probably 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, LA time. But I want to thank you for coming, hanging out. I fired up this stream, and I was a little bummed to hear of the passing of Rosario LaCorte. Um, and I'll talk about him in a video of his own. That's what I thought about. Bentley was talking about him too, Bentley Pasco on his channel. And I really just he's an inspiration to me. Him and Al Klee both have passed away in the last year, and they both did so much for the hobby and are like they're the guys who were there behind the scenes that weren't like, "Ooh, pay attention to me, buy my products, I have things to sell." They were just there since World War II, 75 years breeding fish at every convention, starting clubs, starting conventions, discovering fish, using their life savings to do these things without any like glory or beyond an article published or a scientific article. In some cases, Rosario LaCorte wasn't even an ichthyologist, uh, or wasn't. Sorry, Albert Klee was a doctor. Yeah, less Axelrod. I agree. There are so many things named after that guy, and he doesn't deserve it because he didn't discover most of the things he's named that are named after him. But maybe I'll do a whole video on that now that whole generation has passed. Um, Same with Innes. Innes is another guy who was a pioneer, and we owe him a lot for like the first almanac of fish species and stuff like that for the aquarium hobby. But he also just republished the same pages and said like it's an update and would just scramble the pages order so that the index was different and so that nobody could like understand through mail or like club meetings. There wasn't like one unified list every year, but they didn't add anything new. They said like, oh, it's been new and abridged. And for like 19 years in one case, they didn't update it. They just would scramble it every edition every 2 or 3 years. So there's little things like that that you hear and you're like, oh wow. So yeah, that's just for money and that's not that helpful for the aquarium hobby. But yeah. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Isn't there a pleco named after a Snowden? There is a Cherax crayfish, one of the really bright, colorful crayfish. There may be a pleco, but I'm not 100% on that one. I know there is a Cherax though, because I just talked about it in the blueberry snail video. Thank you guys all for coming by. Sorry if I didn't get to your questions. I try my best. I spend 4 hours a day, every day of the week, trying to answer comments in the comment section. The rest of the time, I'm either researching or working on a video, and I make sure that I'm spending, at least 8 hours a day, 6 days a week on the channel. And you guys allow me to do that. That's what I want to do with my life. This is what I want to do, the preservation, the conservation, continually learning from you guys, learning what you guys want to know about, and then going and tracking that down from all the amazing minds that surround this hobby and us. And I can't do it without you guys. So thank you very much, members, watchers, viewers, likers, shares, all of you guys. It's all worth so much to me, especially folks like Zen Gender that have been here for like 8 years since I started. Actually, a number of you in here, but I can't shout everyone out right this second. But thank you so much, you guys. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to y'all again soon. Much love. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep those doggies rolling. How do I get out of LiveStream? I can't get out of this portrait mode. I don't know my head. No! I want to leave. Let me leave. No. Let me leave, guys. I just want to leave, YouTube. Let me out. I'm too tired today. That's too